Have I mentioned how much I love this chair? This old freaking rinkety chair. When I moved into my home, when I bought my home that I live in now, which I was 23 years old, bought my first home, there was two things left behind in the house. One was an old couch, which we still have, it's kind of broken down, but it's in our basement. It's still getting used. And it was this chair. I had nothing else besides the furniture and bed and from my childhood home. But this chair has survived since, gosh, 23 years ago. No, excuse me. I was 23, so I'm 43 now. So it survived 20 years, and it's old. Look at this freaking chair. I know you guys don't really care, but look at this thing. It's like, it's all busted up. I got tape here so I don't get cut, but it rolls super nice. Spins super nice. It's probably not going to make it back into my house. So this is probably its last destination. If I ever move out of here, I doubt I'll take the chair with me, but maybe I will. Anyway, thanks for coming, guys. I appreciate it. It's a nice day. I don't have a ton of light in here, so that's why I look kind of dark. But so I got to get a few things done real quick. We have something to do afternoon here, and I got to get to the post office before noon. It's about 10 a.m. We're going to pull a couple of orders. Well, I got to get a box for one order. One of my things is at home, so I have to take it home, package it, because I forgot to bring it here. And I got one more order to pull. And I'm going to talk a little bit about storage and inventory and custom SKUs and how I inventory my stuff. So if you're a new reseller to eBay, this might be good information for you. If you're an old reseller and you've been doing this for a while, this is probably old news. But I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on it. I'm just going to do some quick explanations and show you what I do. And that's probably all we're going to do today. I'm going to take some couple quick pictures, but let's get going. Let's pull those orders. Also want to mention real quick that I was talking to a friend of mine online. We play cards all the time, a group of us do, and she mentioned she saw, let me go this way, it's better light. She mentioned that saw my video about having issues with power in here, my printer, and she's like, does your vehicle have a plug-in, like sometimes in the tailgate or whatever, like for power? And I'm like, crap, it does. In the back seat, it has a 110 plug-in, just like you would at home. I think it's 150 watt or something like that. And she's like, why don't you try that for your printer? You can just run an extension cord. And I'm like, why didn't I think about that? So we're going to try that and cross our fingers that that works, and I can print out my shipping labels here. So this will be the third time that I've got to make a big attempt. We're also going to try that. Okay, first thing, I'll put it up here so you can see the picture in one of these corners, but I sold a Boy George poster, I think for $9, $7, something like that, but I'm into these for like 20 cents a piece. They're vintage posters out of print, but I needed to get this poster box that I bought whenever I bought all those posters. So I'm going to take it home, package it up in this, and then take it to the post office. And the second item is, I'm pretty sure it's these jeans here. Let me make sure. Levi's. Pretty sure this is it. Let me double check the listing. So let's talk about something that I just had to do that I hate to do. It only happens maybe once or twice a year. I don't have that item in this, the jeans in this unit, and I'm not about to go right now. I can't spend a bunch of time looking through all my totes and trying to find that item. I don't know where it's at. So that sucks, because that does put a bad ding on your eBay store. I could have sent, I was already late shipping it because it's out here in a storage unit and I couldn't find it. And I was hoping it was somewhere else, but it's not there. So I could have messaged the buyer and said, hey, I can't find this item or something. It's not available. Would you like a different item, or would you like me to cancel? And then if they say, yes, go ahead and cancel it, then I can option it as buyer asked to cancel, which is kind of a roundabout way to do it, and it's not really being honest. So I just listed it as cancellation, item damaged or out of stock. So that does put a ding on my account a little bit. If you do too many of them, I'll lose my big seller rating that I have, or whatever it's called. So that sucks. But that's what we're going to talk about right here, is why you should inventory your stuff good and don't do the mistake that I did. But I had a big yard sale where I moved stuff around, and from the house to here, it looks like this item was misplaced. I'm not sure where it's at. If I find it, I'll message the buyer back. But let's get into how I inventory things and what custom SKU means on your eBay listing. And we'll talk about that for just a second. So there's lots of different ways to inventory your items. You can do like a big shelf, kind of like what I have here. Like I just have some miscellaneous stuff that I don't want like slammed up in a tote or something like that. I'll put it on a shelf. And then in custom SKU, like see on this box it says SKU. This stands for stock keeper unit or store keeper unit. I think it's stock keeper unit. But wherever this came from, that's how they identified this package, by that number. So whenever I have custom SKU, and I'll put up a thing here on the listing, like when you're doing it on eBay, in custom SKU, you can put whatever you want there. Some people use it to like how much they paid for an item, but I use it for what tote or where I'm keeping it at when I'm listing it. So if I sell an item and the custom SKU is an I, so I know that it's in my tote I, and I come to I, and then I find that item that I have listed. If I have it on, if I say black shelf, bottom shelf or something like that, then I know to come down here and look, and it's going to be down there. Same thing, if I know it's BB, I'm going to put it here. If it's a smaller item and I have it in my listed thing here, these little cubby holes, if I have it in like C4, then I know it's in row C, box 4. So like I know it's here. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but if you don't inventory your stuff, so as soon as I list it over here, I'm going to take pictures and stuff. Well, I'll actually list it at home and submit it at home, but I'll draft it all here. And I package it up, and then I'll put it in a tote, and then I'll know it's in tote K. And you have to make sure that when you submit the listing that you're, wherever you're doing it, if you're putting in your title, which I don't really recommend you doing because your title should be used as stuff to like sell your item. But if you have it in custom SKU and I put K, then I know where it's at. But if I forget to do that, which I have done, if you forget where you put your item, then you're kind of like stuck where you either got to look through every darn tote or every place where you could possibly have it and find it, or you end up canceling the sale, which sucks, and you don't want to have to do that. So it's really important whenever you're listing your items that you're inventorying it, make sure you put it in the right place where it goes, so that when you can find it when the item sells. So I always just put the location in my custom SKU of where my item is at. I used to put like how much I paid for the item. Like I would put custom SKU U. I paid 33 cents for this, so I know. I don't really, maybe it's a bad thing that I do this, but I don't really keep track of, I keep track of how much I spend per year, but like a line sheet of like how much I made on item. If I make a bulk purchase like I did with those Barbie outfits, I'll keep that on a separate spreadsheet, or those Barbie dolls, so I know how much I made on that buy, because I find it interesting. I want to know how much I made on that. But if I just bought like one thing, I don't really keep track of how much I made on like one pair of jeans. That's going to show up in my overall sales at the end of the year whenever I print out my eBay forms and that kind of stuff. So that's just the way I do it. Again, guys, I'm small time, I'm part-time. I just do this on the side to make some extra money, and I really enjoy it. But inventory your items is important, and you have to know where you keep everything. So there you go. I hope that helps. So that's a bummer. Looks like I'm printing out my packages at home. I got the car running, I got it plugged in, and I did the extension cord. It's not holding enough power, it just keeps shutting off, and I plugged it straight in there, the printer, not working. So very good suggestion, I appreciate it, but I'm just gonna have to print out my package labels at home. If you have any questions or concerns or anything, you can ask me in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer to the best of my ability, and I'll probably answer it in a video. So if there's something you want covered or a question about, let me know, and I'll do my best to answer it.